So, hi everyone. Thanks for coming. You're about 100% more people than I expected. My name is Tim Braun, and I have the honor of being your Kung Fu master today. Since I've only got 15 minutes, this is going to be kind of a speed run situation, so I'm going to be running through this quickly. I won't have time to really demo anything. If you're interested, though, come to our booth. I'm right there. I'm glad to show off anything. Come on in. We've got room for one more. So I just figured we should get on the same page first. I've got a few quick hitters. Is this working the way I want it to? Yes. What is a DXP? If anybody is unsure, digital experience platform. It's, in my opinion, the fancy new analyst, Gardner, Forrester name for a portal solution. That's our heritage. But it does more than that. We're a CMS, we're a DMS. We contain also an entire commerce solution. So it's really an incredibly flexible platform to do anything web-facing with. What is Liferay? Quick show of hands. Who here is familiar with Liferay already? One? Oh, that's better than none. Liferay, we at Liferay make the software of the same name. It is, as you would have guessed, a DXP, and it's open source, and that's about as much as I have time to say. But we also have what is a sales engineer. I am a sales engineer. It's basically pre-sales. I've heard a lot of fun names for this position, solution consultant, but essentially I'm the techie in the sales team. What is the answer to the question about life, the universe, and everything? I hope you guys already know. That one's 42. And lastly, what is the point of this presentation? Anyone that was expecting a Kung Fu lesson, I'm sorry, I'm not going to deliver on that. I actually don't know Kung Fu. The point of this presentation is to talk a little bit about the no-code and low-code possibilities within Liferay. And we do have some really cool stuff. And it's much more than I'll be able to fit into these 15 minutes. So again, if you're curious, come to our booth. I really enjoy the conversations that I'd love to have. So as you can imagine, typically a platform like this that just can do all kinds of things is always heavily customized in any context, where nobody is using vanilla Liferay and that's it. So in the past, that would usually mean a team of developers writing code. Nowadays, it still sometimes means that, but often it doesn't need to anymore. Because we have all these fun new no-code and low-code options. And one of the central parts of that, and if we're going with the Kung Fu analogy, it might be a kick or a punch. It's just something that is so central to it all, and it's something you'll be familiar with from programming, is objects. So we've really lifted objects from the programming up into the front end. And you can, within Liferay objects, you can define your fields. You can reference a special object type called a pick list that allows you to even, it's basically an enumeration, but it allows you to even, within the state manager, then define allowed state transitions. You can set up validations for all sorts of fields, either in the UI directly or by writing a script. So we do lean heavily also into the low-code segment, where, of course, when it's all no-code, you're too boxed in. You can't do everything. But as soon as we allow you to script it all, you can define what is a legal entry for a field. You can also do it with the expression builder, but you can also then define relationships with other objects. You can also define Actions. Actions, again, you have the possibility to define a moment where it is triggered automatically, or you can have it be triggered manually. So you could have it be a button in a site at some point that then creates an action on this object. And these actions then can integrate into the standard platform features that Liferay has for you. So you can have it send a notification to a user. You can have it create another object. Or you can also, again, manually script something that happens. This is still fairly tame. You can also, of course, by default have create, update, delete, regular operations. But it also ties in directly with the included permission management that is extremely granular. So as soon as you created an object, for this object, you can then define permissions for different users, user roles, user groups, what they are allowed to do within this object. Are they allowed to view? Are they allowed to edit? But so much more. It goes on and on. And what I think is incredibly cool is it also automatically creates a headless API for you. So a great use case for this, for example, is in integration. You can just create a proxy object for something that your backend uses, and then pull it up into your front end just like that. So if we're going with this Kung Fu analogy a little bit further, really stretching it, we've got the kick, we're going to add on some further moves. So objects, they love forms. We've got what you see is what you get form builder, as you would expect from a platform like that nowadays. But it automatically ties in, so you can create a form for your object that will then validate the validations you set up. It will fill the fields. It will fill up your object. You can also put it into the page builder. We have the page builder to place fragments, to place widgets within your page, align them to create an aesthetic design. And the object, when you create it, automatically will also create some fragments for itself for you. Or, again, low code, you can create your own fragments in a very JS Fiddle-like tool where you could set your own fragment that calls all the different parts of the object and displays it exactly how you need it. So this is, for example, an event registration page that we have up there that was designed with an object. Other things you can beautifully do with these objects is they tie into the workflows that we have. Our workflow builder very recently got a facelift. Doesn't sound very kung fu at all. But you have these automatic workflows that can be triggered whenever an object is created, if you'd like. So this is the simplest case. This is a review process. So if you would commonly use this for your CMS, for example, whenever someone creates new content that somebody else has to review it, you can set that for your object as well. Or you could just set a notification process, etc., etc. Here too, in the workflows, you can use all the standard tooling. You can create notifications within the platform. You can do things within the platform. Or, again, you can script and move out of the platform, do your own thing. All on the front end, no need to go deeper. And lastly, objects love other objects, because they all work together. This will look a lot like UML. Basically, you can design almost like in a object-oriented programming language your entire environment here. And I do have a few examples that I'd like to tell you about. And this is really just a small part of it. But my favorite story is the next one, sorry. A great example, though, is there is a shop, one of our customers in the US. They used objects to extend objects that our system already uses. So not only do we allow you to use objects, we also say, hey, our own stuff is all objects as well, and you can customize all of those. So you can extend the system objects as well, add custom fields, or interact with them, add new objects that have relations with these objects. And that's something this shop solution in the US did. They created additional objects to be able to create a very specific bulk order type situation that the out-of-the-box tools didn't perfectly cover, but they didn't need to create a new solution. They could just do it in the front end with objects. Then we also have a financial services provider in Spain, and I thought this was a really cool story because they actually used Liferay for their backend as well. They didn't, or I mean, it's it's really one end. It's all front end, but they modeled their entire backend using Liferay objects and have it all in the front there. And the third example, there's a charity in Australia that, as I was saying earlier, uses proxy objects for easy integration with their other systems. Those are just some possible use cases. The true possibilities extend as far as your imagination goes. And if these objects aren't convenient for programming or setting, really, what you need, there is still extensibility in development environment. We do have APIs for all parts of the solution. You could use this. You could use Liferay completely headless if you so wanted. And one of the things we do pride ourselves in is easy integration of other systems. So if low code, no code isn't your thing, Liferay still might be. But I think we allow for some really cool options. And one of the greatest parts about it, and this is what I heard from this web shop setting, when they created this special bulk order. I was told by the lead developer that this was a complex situation. It took them 2 days to implement with objects. It would have taken them 3 weeks otherwise. So that's really cool, having those time savings on work that isn't necessarily enjoyable. Is pretty nice. So that's really all I've got for you. I'm already getting red numbers here. So thank you for joining me for what has been called a quickie. It's a bit out of my wheelhouse normally on stage. But if you have any further questions, I'd put it first, but I know this is also going online later. Do come see me at the booth. Otherwise, we have a good documentation, learn.liferay.com, where you can find out more about what you can do with Liferay. You can download Liferay. You can just try it out yourself. It's all open source. There is a community edition free. And yeah, we have a large Slack community that you can join as well, where our users support each other, and our team will support you as well too. And otherwise, just send me an email. Thank you.